beautiful Aries. Welcome to your reading for December 2025. I am Teresa, Doctor of Metaphysics and Mystic, here to light up your path. We're going to do a soul path reading to see where you are going at this time. We'll see what supports you and what challenges you on your path. We'll get some advice from Spirit, and then we will pull some oracle cards as well. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, clarity, and wisdom to this reading for the Aries family and help Aries navigate to their highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Aries. Now, I'll tell you what. The last few readings that I've done for you have been just riddled with change, and this is no exception. It just feels beautiful, Aries, and this is collective, like we are all going through changes right now. It just feels like it's not over, like you're not finished growing in some way. You are still in the process of transforming yourself so that you can wake up in your highest and most blessed timeline. There are some things that you are still working out within yourself and within your life. Okay. Now, at the bottom of the decks, we have the Chariot and the Emperor. So this is strong energy, beautiful Aries. Like this is how you are. This is what you look like to Spirit at this time, December 2025. This is what you are reflecting back to creation in some way. So the Emperor is bringing things to densified manifest reality, literally anchoring things in to the physical world. So this could be like getting control of the life around you, creating structure, creating eating plans, even time management plans, scheduling, budgeting, all that kind of stuff. Like really creating something that you can use as a what am I trying to say? Foundation for the next chapter of your life. And I'm not surprised because we're going into the new year and a lot of people want to really make a good solid plan and get their footing before they go into a new year. And it really seems like that you are accomplishing that. And the Chariot is self-control. It is literally focusing your will and focusing your resources on a point in time and space that you want to, creating goals is really what you got going on here, beautiful Aries. But with the Chariot card, it is higher goals. It's like you graduating in some way, you getting better at things in some way so that you can elevate yourself, ascend in some area of your life or in multiple areas of your life. So with the Chariot card, you have these two horses that want to go in two different directions, right? Those horses are inside of you, beautiful Aries. The white horse wants to go home and that's it. And the black horse wants to make babies and eat and that's it. They don't get along. They don't want to do what you want to do in creating a new and a better life for yourself. And I'm getting that, beautiful Aries. I am getting that. And that's because we have some cards to talk about here. But so what you have to do is you have to get these divergent parts of Aries together. And you can't take the eye off the ball with these two horses. Like you can't relax the reins with the black horse especially, So this is like going on a diet, quitting drinking for a lot of, like it's like stopping something that you are addicted to or that is taking time away from you or is wasting your resources. All right. So that's a lot about that. Okay. This is your path, beautiful Aries. You start with the Ace. You have a lot of Swords energy, which is a lot of thinking. This is really working things out in your mind. Okay. You have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And I'll tell you, you have the Nine of Swords twice on your soul path, which is a lot because the 9s and 10s is a lot of whatever that sign is or whatever that element is. And here in the Swords, it's the air element, your mind, your communications, your words, right? Sword is an anagram for words. Your words have power. Your words are very, very creative, right? So you have to watch your words, number one. But it feels like you're getting a lot of information. You have Oh my goodness. Beautiful Aries. Let me organize these for you so you can see what you have in order. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. You have the Ace of Swords to the Eight of Swords to the Nine of Swords with the first deck. All right. So the Ace of Swords is information. It's clarity, and it could even be downloads. It's an understanding. It's opening your mind to new information as well. And this could have to do with studies. This is a lot of learning ahead of you. With the Ace of Swords, there's a lot of learning ahead of you. And then you have the Eight and Nine of Swords, a lot of information. It could be overwhelming for a lot of you, And it doesn't have to be a course in study alone. It can be news, information, communications. This is almost too much to bear. This is almost too much to bear. Like you can see with the Eight of Swords, there's some kind of blockage. Okay. With the Eight of Swords, all right, I'm going to get ahead of myself here. Then with the clarifying deck, beautiful Aries, you have the Nine of Swords, the Strength card, and the Eight of Swords. So you have the Eight of Swords twice and the Nine of Swords twice. You have the Eight of Swords in one deck and the Nine of Swords you have them both in one deck and you have them both in the second deck. So beautiful Aries, I'm sorry, like your path leads to really good places, okay? But we have to talk about these thoughts that you're having and this information that's coming in. You have the Strength card here, and all of the eights are reflections of the Strength card. The Strength card is the 8 in the major arcana. So the Eight of Swords is the strength of your suit of swords, your mind, or your throat chakra, your communications. So you have 3 eights right there. And 3 eights is an angel number that means balance. It means as within, so without. You have that lemniscate imagery there with the eights. So, you can see it above this person's head here, right? That figure 8, that infinity symbol. So what that tells me is that the Strength card is playing a very strong role here. Strength in communication, strength in processing communication. And this is internal strength. This is fortitude within, standing strong in as you face upsetting communication. It can be, and you can see that by the imagery of both of the Nine of Swords. But really what it is worry. There's a lot of worry. The Nine of Swords don't live in the present. They live in the past where there is regrets and resentment, or in the future where there's fears and dreads. And that's why it keeps you up at night sometimes, It doesn't have to be overly emotional either. Like I said, it could just be a lot of mental energy going on, and it feels like too much, And with the Eight of Swords, it feels like some of you are trying to self-medicate, in some way, or do things that distract you from what it is that you are receiving. So, okay, we're going to leave that there, because where your path leads to, and this is so interesting, is the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. You have 2 9s here. Do you have any other 9s? I'm wondering. We'll see. But that's heavy duty. Like you have 2 9s here of 2 9 of Swords. Okay, I'm just holding up one. And then 2 9s down here. That's 4 9s. The angel number 999 is release. So you're going to release those thoughts. You're going to release all of that air energy, and it's taking you down to your earth and water suits, the elements that are more grounded. And here you are super grounded, right? So you are turning off the news, for instance. You are shutting out social media. You are, take it as it resonates. In some way, you are simplifying your thoughts, your mind, and your communication, and you're taking the air element out of the story, and you are bringing in earth and water. So the Nine of Pentacles is being self-sufficient in your resources, growing your own garden, being an entrepreneur, becoming, and not even just becoming, but growing that crop or that harvest, because that's what pentacles are, on your own for yourself in some way. Yeah. And the Nine of Cups, beautiful Aries. Pause the video and make a wish, because this is a wish card and you never ever waste a wish. Okay. So Nine of Cups is a wish coming true. It's wish fulfillment. And it is a promising energy of the Ten of Cups, which is your hopes, wishes, and dreams. All of your hopes, wishes, and dreams, or a bunch of them coming true. It's creating that beautiful life. So this is a beautiful change in energy from air to water and earth, but it's difficult and you have to be strong. Like I just can't, I'm not going to, sugarcoat it, beautiful Aries. You have to be strong, and you have to take control of your mind. You have to, honestly, like it feels like somebody or something is just filling you up with a bunch of superfluous information. And that's why I'm saying turning off the news. I'm picturing, I know somebody who literally plays their TV at nighttime while they're sleeping, so that all that sound that's coming out of the TV is coming into their subconscious. And they do that because they don't want to be alone. They don't want that Nine of Swords energy to be here now. Instead, they're distracting themselves with the past and the future. It's very difficult sometimes for us to face our shadow, to face ourselves, to face, the truth, whatever that may be. And I'm really seeing an energy of truth here. You have the Two of Swords twice in your reading. It starts with, the One of Swords twice. It starts with the One of Swords, and then you have One of Swords in a few minutes, which I'll talk about, the Ace of Swords. So it just feels like truth coming in and clarity. And when truth and clarity comes in, it can be troubling. Nine of Swords, but after you process it, then you get your priorities in order and you get clarity about how you want to feel about things. Okay. And then, beautiful Aries, you have Eight of Cups to the Two of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups. Okay. Another 8. So you have 3 8s in your reading as well. You have 4 8s. So the cards that we have here are high numbered cards, which means that you've been working on some things for a while. You've been having intentions for the same kind of thing for a long time. And this is a cycle that's about to end. Like the cycle is coming to a close. I'm not seeing the Wheel of Fortune here. Oh, I actually am seeing Wheel of Fortune here. So it is about to close. It could literally close in December and a brand new chapter could be starting, right? In December or January for you, beautiful Aries. And that makes me really happy for some reason. Like the chapter that's ending could be difficult for you. You, like I said, have been working on something for quite a while and you're ready for change, okay? You have 8 of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So the 8 of Cups is going to a better place. It's walking away from what no longer serves you. These 8 cups once were precious to you. You loved them and they served you well, But now you are creating, Queen of Pentacles, a better future for yourself. Like the 8 cups were a catapult to the next step. Could be like just something simple, like leaving one job for a better job, like literally moving up in some way. And it brings you more peace. The Queen of Pentacles is manifesting her tomorrow out of love and peace. It's like mothering the future, mothering the future into being. And then you have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Tower. So the Knight of Cups is on a quest for the Holy Grail, and he's navigating this labyrinth down here, searching the kingdom for the Grail, He's truly trying to find his heart's desire. And it feels like there's something about this energy, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles together, like you may still be working out what you really want. You know, it feels like you're trying to figure it out, but you know what you don't want. You figured that out. And that's why you have the Tower card there. And the Tower card you have twice in your reading as well. Beautiful Aries. Like I said, I can't sugarcoat this. Like there's no way I could, but I know you wouldn't want me to. So anyways, something's got to fall. And now this is what supports you, right? So you being on this path of finding what you love, discovering what it is that you really want in your life as you nurture your future into being, you know, getting clear on that. You're dusting some old things away. And it really does, you and another sign, I'm certain that it was Aries and another sign, had the Tower last time, you know, and the Tower truly does reduce what doesn't serve you to a pile of rubble. So it does feel like there is some saying goodbyes, you know, and we have that here too in the Six of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. The Six of Swords, very much like that Eight of Cups, is going to a more peaceful place, you know. So finding your peace and kicking out what's upsetting to you is what is supporting you on this path. And the more that you can do that, the more you lean into peace and self-care, I want to say, you know, the happier you'll be and the easier that Nine of Cups energy will come to you. With the Two of Pentacles, there is a juggling kind of energy, and it feels like you're getting good at holding two balls in the air. You know, it's pretty easy to juggle two balls. And so you're picking up another one, learning to multitask, taking on more responsibilities and becoming better at life in some way. And that makes sense with the Emperor at the bottom of that second deck, you know. So it feels like for a lot of you, hey, at least you have your work. That's what I want to say. At least you have your work for now. I'm just saying that because it's difficult energy to navigate with all of these swords on your path, even though you have a really super happy ending with two nines. Because of all of that thought energy and the air energy, it's really, really good to ground that air energy into the earth. And, you know, and that's where we get the Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Cups, your heart, you know, getting in touch with your heart, Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups. So if it was all air, it would just be unbearable. You know, I've never seen a path that looked like that. So it's just, I mean, you've got to be feeling it in some way, you know. And then what challenges you on this path? You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Princess of Pentacles, and the Tower. So the Tower, okay, we'll talk about that. You have in your supportive column, you have the Tower, and in your challenging column, you have the Tower. So it just means that it's helping you very much, that whatever is falling, but it's also challenging you emotionally or in some way to stay centered, to find gratitude, to be hopeful for the future. It could be, you know, scary to see something go, you know. And the Wheel of Fortune in your challenging row tells me that change is here, tells me that a chapter is ending and a new one is beginning. And it's clarified with the Ace of Swords. You know, you're clear now about what your future looks like. You're clear now what this new path is. You're clear now what the new opportunity is, or this news, right? And it could be that the news that you're receiving, the information that you're receiving, the new idea is changing the wheel, is turning the wheel. And that could be a challenge because always change is challenging. You know, it's like finding your footing. And that's why you have the Emperor there and the Chariot, just trying to stay centered and grounded in the face of change, which is perfect. And then you have the Princess of Pentacles, a new journey, in manifesting, a new journey in creating something in the physical realm, right? She's just starting her path. And the Four of Pentacles, could be you having to start over in some way is challenging, obviously. If you had to start a new job or a new career or a new program of study with all of those swords, or even a new relationship, there's navigating to do. So it does feel like not that challenging of an energy. You have the Four of Pentacles there, which is it's safety and security and grounding in your resources. It's making your investments more conservative too, right? So as a challenge, it just feels like, you might be feeling insecure. You might be feeling insecure with your resources. This is a temporary energy. I mean, the Four of Pentacles is, it always does mean that your resources are secure. Now, it could be maybe too secure. Maybe you are being asked to be more open to give and receive, It feels like she's got this hand over her heart. So there's like a self-shielding kind of energy I'm getting because he has this pentacle over his heart. Maybe don't grip onto your resources so tightly, You are, it looks like to me, being asked to open up in this way. And that could be part of the change, right? Like if you're starting a new job and it doesn't look as secure as the one that you're just leaving, that could be a little scary for you. But that's okay. Change has to happen, right? You have the Tower again with the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is an early harvest. It's a smaller harvest. It's not the harvest that you wanted either, It feels like it could be disappointing. When you look back at your resources for the year, hey, how did I do overall? There could be some type of a disappointment there. But it also is teaching you how to do better next year. With the Seven of Pentacles, we're looking to see which of these seeds bore fruit for us and which didn't, so that we can replant the seeds from the fruits of the plants that did better or that we prefer, And the Seven of Pentacles is a reflection of the Chariot card. It is exercising focus and willpower, like the Chariot does, in your earth element. So it's really focusing on your finances or your resources in some way. And that could be challenging. That's always challenging. So for a lot of people, it's challenging just to look at their resources, So it just feels like that could take up some time for you. That could require changing your mind about things, right? Eight of Cups and Six of Swords. Changing your mind about how you had hoped that things would go one way and they're not going to go exactly that way. Okay. And, it just feels like a small disappointment. Okay. And then in your advice row, you have the Temperance card with the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups. So temperance is take your time. Don't be in such a hurry. Temperance is things are going to take a minute. You're like doing some really deep work. She is combining two elements, gold and silver, to create a third. So that takes a long time. You could be right there and give up before it's done. So, Spirit wants you to keep working on what you're working on. And it feels like you're working on yourself. And also when you temper steel, it gets stronger. When you temper glass, it gets stronger. It doesn't break so easily. It gets really, really hot and then doused in water, right? So there's the element of fire and water here. It feels like you have a lot of air energy here. You have a lot of pentacle energy here. Maybe bring in the fire and water, relationships, emotions, follow your emotional guidance system, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition more. Ace of Wands, start a new project, go down that new path. Some new inspiration is here to guide the way, light the way, follow that. and then Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is clarified with the Five of Cups. Okay. The Five of Cups clarified with the Five of Cups is changing how you feel about something. The fives are big change cards, and the cups is your emotional guidance system. It's your heart chakra. And so, you know, allow yourself to let go of something that doesn't serve you. Walk away from what no longer serves you. Go to the more peaceful place. Six of Swords, Eight of Cups. And, you know, I'm going to show you the Knight of Wands is clarifying the Temperance card. So the Knight of Wands is very, very passionate, very fiery, clarifying the Temperance. In your advice position, it means be bold, be brave, go after what you want. Don't let anything stop you right now. Create that new intention, because it does feel like you've been working on something for a long time, or that's been your intention for a long time with these higher number cards. And Spirit has been wanting you to see a new opportunity or to go in a new direction for just as long. Maybe that intention was never meant for you, you know, and it took you down the wrong path. There's never a wrong path, though. We always learn. We always get what we need from the journey that we take. But yeah, Spirit definitely seems to be wanting you to go toward your passion. You know, I mean, you could be at a long time career, but you've always wanted to, you know, be a florist, you know, and Spirit is saying, you have the Nine of Pentacles here in the outcome of your path, which is entrepreneurship. You know, Spirit could just be saying, start that new business, you know. So you have the Moon clarifying the Wands, the Ace of Wands. So the Moon is intuition. It's also lunacy. People could look at what you do and say, that's lunacy, you know, that's werewolf energy. That's the unseen, unplanned, the unblazed trail. And the Ace of Wands is blazing the trail. This could be like saying, go where you've never gone before, do what you've never done before, and what other people haven't done. You know, what you are passionate about, it looks like, you know, that's what it is, you know. Whew. So let's get some oracle cards for beautiful Aries. Goodness, Aries, like this is wild what you have going on. I love it, but change can be so, I want to say uncomfortable, and I'm sorry to say that. You know, you have the Mystic Meadow Sanctuary and Frog Spirit Renewal. So yeah, go to peace, go toward peace. Take whatever it takes for you to give yourself peace of mind and be here now with those both Nine of Swords. That's what I would do. What supports you is the Six of Swords, going to a more peaceful place, and Eight of Cups, walking away from what doesn't serve you. You're not obliged to serve other people all the time. You know, sometimes you have to go to your sanctuary to find renewal, you know, obviously. So it feels like that's the time for you, beautiful Aries. What else do we have for Aries? Thank you, Spirit. All right, you have Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. And Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. That's for sure. So Spirit is with you on this path. Don't forget that, beautiful Aries. Spirit is, you know, Spirit has always been with you on your path, and it totally approves of everything that you've done. And you are worthy in thought, word, and deed, right? So I want to say love yourself and know that you are loved, loving, and lovable, and Spirit wants you to be happy. And magic works through you. You are a magical being. You know, I feel like you need to know that. You need to believe that again. You know, if you felt like you lost the magic, just know who you are. Remember who you are. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful Aries. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.